All right. Okay.
It's the 19th of January, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Good. Okay. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning. I'm going to get a phone call and I might have to leave, so we'll stay as long as we can, and I'll find out when I have to meet somebody.
Okay.
And I have to go on mute because it's cold here and I'm putting the heat on and that makes noise.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right. We hope you're warm enough. Okay, so we actually, I think we actually did not finish this Rashi yet. If you're still interested in continuing with this Rashi into the kishkas of the ksuva of the Benin Dikrin.
I am.
Okay, so so far Rashi's told us that he told us about a case where there was he basically told us about a case of where there was a husband that was married to two different women, and wife number one had a provision in her ksuva for ksuvas benin dikrin to provide for the male children, and she passed away before the husband, and so therefore the husband inherited the ksuva, so to speak, and but the but now when the husband passed away, so now the children of wife number one and wife number two are contesting the for the assets in the estate, and what Rashi said is that over here, we'll just read the words of Rashi again. Rashi says that the Ein Yecholin B'nei HaKayemes, the sons of the surviving wife, they are not able to maintain an argument to say we should take our mother's ksuva because she survived her husband and she was a balas chov, and she was owed the ksuva actually. V'atem, but you, altitolo, you should not be able to take your mother's ksuva. She'ein le'imchem ksuva, because your mother never was entitled to receive the ksuva. Sharei bala yorsha, because her husband inherited her ksuva, and that was where it went. And so you're not entitled to one. No, that's the whole provision of Benin Dikrin, that that even though the wife did not receive the ksuva, but when the husband passes away, then those male children get the ksuva to divide amongst them. Okay.
But this is all what you just read. It's all the negative logic. It starts with ain, right?
That right. That the group of descendants of the mother that was owed a ksuba, so to speak, because she survived the husband. The husband owed her a ksuba. They're not able to say we should be getting our mother's ksuba paid to us, but you guys should not, because your mother was never owed a ksuba because she passed away before her husband, and her husband inherited her ksuba. So that's exactly what Benin Dikrin provides for. That they're not going to be able to say that. They're not going to be able to maintain that.
Right.
Okay. So that brings us up to the Kaimalon.
The Kaimalon,
Yeah.
they established to it the Hamucheres Kesuvasa Le'achar B'tovas Hana'ah U Mesa Mechaye Ba'ala. So they established to it that, what is this word? Mucheres?
Yeah. That the wife who sells.
But the wife who sells her kasuva to another for a discounted amount, and she dies in the lifetime of her husband, Vayarsha mi pasid halukach, and she inherits a portion of it.
No, the case is Mocheres Ksubasa La'achar. She sells her ksuba, this woman, to somebody, a third party. But Tovasana, like you said, for a discounted value. So now this person has bought the rights to receive the ksuba from the wife. So that means that if the husband divorces or passes away before the wife, so then the wife will not receive that ksuba payment, but this purchaser will receive it. That's the deal. So the wife has made such a deal. And then step two, what happens is that the woman, this wife that sold the ksuba, she passes away in her husband's lifetime, and her husband yarshins the ksuba, so to speak. Right? What happens to this purchaser? Mafsid halokeyach. The purchaser loses out. He takes a loss over here. He paid this for this. He paid for to receive the right to the ksuba, and now his horse didn't come in, so he lost his bet. Mafsid halokeyach. Okay. Now, yeah.
Even though lo hamafsido banai, even though the children did not lose kasuvas banin dichrin, even though this all happened, the male children do not lose.
Yeah.
Below Yomaru B'nai Chavirta, and the children of the friend do not fasa. They don't lose out. They in it.
Pasha, from the word poshea, pei shin ayin. She was culpable. She was at fault.
Culpable. Okay, so let's see. How does this work then? The children of the Chaverta, who are they?
All right. Okay. Now, b'nei chaverta is a nice way of saying the other wife.
Oh, the other
I mean-
wife. The other
Yeah.
wife.
Her. In other words, her friend. Her friend. Her big friend is her husband's other wife.
Okay, so back to Afal Pekin. So even though the male children do not lose out, this is the male children of the wife who sold her ketuvah, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Even though she sold her ksuba, and even though she passed away in the lifetime of the husband. And
And
what
he-
does that mean? That
and
means that the ksuba was not paid out. That
Right.
means, and the proof of the matter that it wasn't paid out and it was lost is because the husband
Inherited.
yarshins the ksuba, and the lokeach who bought the right to receive the proceeds to the ksuba, he loses out. He doesn't get paid anything.
Right. So even though the Lokeach loses out and doesn't get anything, the male children of the woman who sold her ketuvah do not lose out.
Right. They don't lose
And-
out.
And the male children of the other wife
Right.
cannot say, you were at fault in it.
Imchem. Who's imchem?
With them? No, I don't know.
Aim. It's
Her mother.
yeah, it's referring to
Ibachem.
the ima. It's referring to the
Imachem, their
ima
mother.
of the other sons.
This is the wife that is still alive.
No. This is the wife. This is the sons of her fellow wife are not able to say to the sons of the wife that did not survive the husband, Imchem, your mother, Pashaba, she did you a disfavor over here in selling that ksuba.
Ah, your mother. Okay, I see. They cannot
Your
say
mother is the one who caused you she didn't do good by you. She was
because she sold her
Pashaba.
ketuvah.
She sold her ksuba. Yeah.
All right, so they'd like to say, look, she sold her ketuvah. You lose out.
That's
But
right.
They can't.
They're not allowed. Right. Even in the point is, even in this case, where the wife that passed away sold her ksuba before she passed away to a third party, they still don't lose out the b'nei dichrin, the male children of that wife.
She'ilu Isa Kayemes. That Ilu is if.
That had it been
Had it been that it was established la to her
Ilu haisa.
Isa or Haisa Gova. It would be higher.
Haisa gova. Collect. Gova is that she would not have collected. Ilu haisa kayemis. Had it been that she would have survived him, and he would be chayav to pay that ksuba, lo haisa goiva, she would not be the one to collect it.
Shahare lekochos hayu govin osa, that behold the strength is govin is higher.
Govin is to collect.
Oh, the strength to collect it. Mishum, because the amre lehu, that they say to them, zuze an su shehaisa tzricha le maos below le afsedinahu nis kavena.
Right.
Because that they say to them, the money of the woman, that it is needed that she died below. I don't know what this afsedinahu niskavena is her intention, but I don't know what this afsedinahu is.
Below, from the word hefsid, she did not intend with this sale that she made of the ksuba to this third party, loi leafsedinhu niskavna. She did not intend to cause a loss to them in this, that she sold the right to receive the ksuba.
So afsedinhu is a loss.
Yeah, from the word hefsid, we had it's the same word that it says over here, mafsid halokeach. Pei samak dalet is
Right.
the 3-letter shorish.
Got it.
Okay, so what's being said over here?
Yeah, I'm a little lost.
Lo yomru b'nei chaverta imchem hosheba. The sons of the rival wife are not able to maintain that imchem hosheba. Your mother was remiss. She was at fault over here, and is causing you a loss, to lose the right to receive the ksuba. She'ilu haisa kayemes, because even had she survived her husband, lo haisa goiva, she would not have received the ksuba, because she had already sold the ksuba. Shari lekuchos, hayu goivinoso. Lekuchos means that the purchasers would have been the ones to collect the ksuba. So the moment their claim is that your mother sold the ksuba to a purchaser, and even had she been alive when her husband passed away, she would not have received anything from that ksuba, because the purchasers purchased the right to receive the proceeds to the ksuba. And accordingly, you guys also, when she sold the ksuba to the purchaser, you lost. She cut you out. They're not allowed. They don't have. They don't. That argument is not going to hold up in courts. Why not? Mishum de amre lahu, because the court will side with the sons of the mother that did not survive the husband. Why? What will be their claim? The amre lahu, because they will be able to claim the following claim: Zuze ansuha. It was Zuze that made it impossible for her to do otherwise. From the word onus. Onus is something that was beyond her control. It was beyond her ability to avoid selling the ksuba. Why? What was the problem? Because she needed money. She needed money. She did not want to sell her ksuba. A woman doesn't want to sell her ksuba. The only reason she sells her ksuba is because she's absolutely desperate. She's not a businessman selling her ksuba to try to make it was because she was had financial hardship and she sold the ksuba. She sold the ksuba because she needed money. And therefore what? Therefore, loy afsedinu niskabna. Her intention in selling the ksuba was not in order to cut us out of the ksubas benedikrin clause, but rather to receive urgently needed funds to be able to stay alive, and therefore our clause of benedikrin that provides for us in the event that our mother predeceased our father which provides that we're going to get that ksuba, that should stay in effect, and therefore that she sold the ksuba, she didn't mean to sell this part of the ksuba. The sale of the ksuba was for the part that she would have received had she survived the father, and that she sold to the purchaser, but the purchaser did not buy the right to receive the what the benedikrin would get. He didn't buy that part of the ksuba. That was not part of the sale. She didn't mean to cut out her sons.
So if this husband had died first, then the money, the value of the ksuba would have gone to the purchaser.
Oh, okay, yes.
And therefore, the male children of the wife who sold her ksuba would lose out. Correct?
Yes, this is a good question that I was thinking about yesterday afternoon. What argument could we make over here? In other words, can these sons make the same arguments?
Right.
In other words, what is the ksubas benedikrin? What's this provision for the male children? That if the ksuba was not paid out in the lifetime of the wife because she predeceased the husband who wasn't paid out, in that event, that amount that he agreed to pay her is not going to get lost. It's going to go to these children. Okay, fine. And no one will be able to stop that, even if she sells her ksuba. Okay, fine. But if in fact the ksuba was paid out, in other words, the wife did not die before the husband, and the husband, his estate, or maybe he divorced her, let's say. He did, at the end of the day, he did pay out his ksuba. The ksuba was paid. So in that case, there doesn't seem to me to be any provision for the benin dikrin in that case. Their claim was that the mother made provision for them that they're going to receive the ksuba that she never received. But if that ksuba was ultimately received, even if it wasn't received by the mother, they're not going to get anything. When this husband, what are they going to get?
Why don't we make the same argument? Why don't we say when she sold her ksuba, she did not want to cut them out. That wasn't her intention. Therefore, they can take the money from the purchaser.
Oh, but then that's not that's what then what's the purchaser buying? If the wife predeceases, he loses completely, and if the husband goes before the wife, he also doesn't get anything. So what's he buying? He's not buying anything.
Maybe he's buying the possibility that there are no male children.
Well, we're talking about where there is. What was he buying in that case?
Maybe he bought it when they didn't have any male children, and he's gambling that they won't have any. But if they do have any, then he loses.
Okay. According
I'm
to
just
that,
making this up.
yeah. See that my understanding of this is that the benin dikrin clause is so that money that the husband had promised to pay in the ksuba, if the wife never got it, but still her children will get it. But here the wife sold that part of the ksuba, and the purchaser did get it. So it's really like the fact that the purchaser got it. It's like the wife got it, because that was the deal. The ksuba was paid out in the ksuba was paid out in the lifetime of the wife. It doesn't matter who it was paid to. In that case, it was paid by the husband to the wife or to whoever it was that she sold that right to receive it to. The benin dikrin clause kicks in when that ksuba was never paid out, because she passed away before the husband, and the husband inherited the ksuba, and then there was no payment of the ksuba.
All right, let's say the husband passes away first, and the wife did not sell the ksuba, and the husband's estate pays the wife the ksuba, and now the wife passes away. Did the male children inherit from her the ksuba?
Yeah, that's right.
So because she sold the ksuba, they lose out. When she passes away, they would have gotten it, but they won't get it because she doesn't have it. Correct?
The ksuba was paid out.
Right. So it's gone. They can't get it now.
It was paid. Oh, you're saying in this case also the ksuba was paid out, and still the children are going to get it. What does it mean they're going to get the ksuba? They're going to inherit their mother.
Right.
They're just going to inherit their mother. They're not going to be any. They're not going to. The male children are not going to have any. I mean, they're going to be the ones that inherit, as opposed to the girls. But in any case, I mean the the male inheritors are going to pay out from what they receive from the estate to provide for the female children. But that's a
In other
side
words,
point.
the fact that
not our
the male
discussion.
children get it when the mother dies is an artifact of the inheritance law. It has nothing to do with the V'nai Dikrin principle.
Right, that's my understanding. They're not getting paid out because of the provision of Ksubas B'nai Dikrin. Right, exactly. They're getting they're the inheritors. As they're taking the proceeds of the state as inheritors, not as because of the clause of Ksubas B'nai Dikrin.
Right. Okay. That's clear.
And if you take a look in the Gemora in Ksubas in Nun Gimel 53a, you'll see a whole discussion over there about many of these points about what happens when what's the whole thing with the Ksubas B'nai Dikrin anyway. Why are we giving them? What about the girls? And it turns out that we're giving this to the male children because they're going to grow up one day, or either they already are grown up one day, and they're going to have daughters who need a dowry in order to get married. And that's what the idea behind this B'nai Dikrin was, to be able to provide that the fathers should be able to provide for the dowries of their daughters, and that's not the responsibility of the wife to provide for the dowry of her daughters. So they gave this money to they made a choice that they want to give it to the ones that are responsible to give the dowries to get the granddaughters married off. Okay. So we got 10 more minutes. So now what Rashi has done so far is he's explained why it is that the Ksuvas B'nai Dikrin will these children will receive their mother's ksuba even in the event that the mother sold the ksuba and predeceased the husband. and that is the first part of the Tosefta that Rava is explaining. If you take a look at the words of Rava now, you'll see that that's what Rava, that's how Rava explains the first part of this Seifa of the Tosefta. It says Omar Rava Seifa Asan Ksuvas B'nai Dikrin. The second part of this Tosefta concerns the Ksuvas B'nai Dikrin, V'haki Ketani, and this is how we got to read the words of the Tosefta. In other words, when we said Kashem Shalo Timkor B'hi Taktov Kachlo Tafsid B'hi Taktov, that is the Seifa, and we're saying that we're interpreting that it's referring to Ksuvas B'nai Dikrin, and look the way the Gemora explains how Rava understands this Tosefta. Kashem shahamo cheres ksuvasa leacherim. You see where I am?
Yes.
Just like it's the case when the wife sells her ksuba to a lokeach, lo hipsida ksuvas B'nai Dikrin, she will not have she won't lose out on her provision for ksuvas B'nai Dikrin to provide for the male children. They'll still be able to get. And the Gemora says, "My time, why is it that we say this? We would have thought that she loses out, that they lose out because she sold the ksuba." Says the Gemora. Zuzehu de ansua. No, she didn't mean to cut them out. It was financial hardship that caused her to have to sell her ksuba. And now, the second part of the statement is that Rashi didn't go into actually over here for some reason. He didn't. I guess he had Rachmanis on us that we should have to read any more Rashi. But this is really what the Tosefta is being brought here for. These words, kach, so too, mocheres ksuvasa lebala, in the event that she sold the ksuva to her husband to pay for an injury, let's say, that she owed. So even in that case, says the Tosefta, says Rava that's what the Tosefta is talking about, even though the Tosefta doesn't mention a word about the Ksuvas ben indifferent, but that's Rava's answer, that this is what the Tosefta is talking about. Lo hefsida Ksuvas ben indifferent. Even in that case, the children, the male children, will not lose their right to receive their mother's ksuba in the event that she predeceases her husband, and this is an additional hiddush, because if you think about it, who's receiving the proceeds to this ksuba now that she sold it to the husband?
The male children.
Well, right now, in other words, let's say that the husband passes away. Is his estate going to have to pay the wife anything? No, because that's what she sold him.
Right.
When he bought the right to receive the proceeds to the suba, you could make a very strong argument for saying that that's the end of this ksuba, and there's not going to be any payment from the b'nai dikrin over here in this case. She sold the one that's obligated to pay out this ksuba. She sold the right to receive the proceeds to that ksuba, so to speak, to him. So there's nobody. After this sale is being made, there's nobody that's gonna get paid out this ksuba. And nevertheless, the Brisa says, even in this case, if the wife predeceases the husband, when he passes away, his estate will have to pay the ksuba that their mother never got. The estate will have to pay it to these sons, even in this case too.
And similarly,
yeah.
if he divorces her, he's got to pay the male sons.
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if that's the case, because that's sounding like the case. That's sounding like the scenario of the husband paying out the ksuba to the lokeach. In other words, that's the case where the ksuva's ben indifferent doesn't apply. The ksuba was according to her sale. If the husband passes away before the wife, so the wife arranged for this lokeach to receive the proceeds of the ksuba. So the ksuba was paid out by the husband's estate. So the benin dikrin, they're not going to be able to take it away from they're not going to be able to take it away from the purchaser. That's what he bought. The benin dikrin, I believe, is only operating to say that when the ksuba is not at all paid out, they're going to get it. But in this case, when she sold it to the husband, that's like she sold it to the lokeach. And if the husband passes away, So it's paid out to the it's not really paid out because the husband bought the right to it, but it's as if it was it's if it was paid out. So that sounds to me like the case of where the husband where the wife sold it to a third party and the husband passed away. We said that the husband's estate pays the lokeach. In that the ksuba was paid out. There's nothing been indifferent to take now.
But the whole point I thought here of the shachlavataria is that we're saying, how can the brisa say that the woman doesn't lose her kasuva? And then the Rava came in along and answered. And he said, it's the male children. No, time is up.
Okay.
I think I'd like maybe to go back over the shachlavataria so that we can see the whole flow.
Okay. Very well. That's for tomorrow.
Okay.
Amen.
Today.
Everybody have a great day.
Okay.
Keep warm, keep well.
Take care. Have a good day.
So Alan,
All the
I'm not going to
best.
see you this afternoon.
Right.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, you too.
Bye, Alan. Bye.